Well.
Is there any news?
From the very first moment on when I launched the game, I remember one of the most iconic things that I know about the Blizzard and about the game. I was thrown into the queue of the game. This is the thing that all of the famous publishers are famous for, and yeah, in order for you to play the game, you need to be filtered through the queue. You need to be checked if you're a legitimate person, and after that you'll be thrown into the game. In Diablo 4, when you go through questing, occasionally you come across repetitive quests, and you come across open world quests that is being presented to you in a different way. Usually what happens in all of the other MMOs or any ARPGs, quests get repetitive and boring. I'm not sure if it's beta or not, but for me it felt like Diablo had this thing figured out. I'm not giving out, or I'm not having too much of a quests at once, or if I want to make quests, those quests are scattered, so I won't be able to make those in one area or just complete certain quests and then return with the whole pack of loot. So all of the questing is kind of focused in a way that I would be feeling immersed into the world, going to a certain area, collecting certain things, returning back to town, selling my loot, going to other area and doing the quest. I like this way. This creates my immersiveness into the game. I know that, and I understand that it creates additional incentive for me to play the game, reduce my time when I'm logged off, but it kind of creates additional value when you are playing the game, and it gives you kind of satisfactory feeling when you had the quest, you went to the area that's nowhere near any other quest, as it always happens. You completed the quest, you return back to town, and hey, you have your reward, you have your items. So if you want to make like a quick adventure, 1-2 minute adventure like in Rick and Morty, right? You can just simply go there. You can go to one zone, do questing for 2-5 minutes, return back to town. If you're smoking, grab a cig. If you're drinking, grab a drink. And chill. The game is designed to be a super casual friendly game. It looks like either you're hardcore, either you're a casual player. You have all tastes of all tastes of all flavors within one game. And it doesn't force you to pick or force you to do anything. I went through the settings and wanted to make sure that I'm playing on the most optimal settings. And don't get me wrong, I'm not playing on a laptop, I'm not playing on a low-end PC build. I have, I believe, kind of average medium build PC. I have solid graphics card, and game automatically by default throws me at the highest settings because it believes that I can handle that. And surely I can assure you that in most of the cases my computer can handle all of the stress, all of the games, and I'm even modifying and editing videos, so I have a solid graphics card. But the game itself was not prepared for various graphics cards. If you're not using the latest one, most likely you would have bad graphics cards and games stuttering, games FPS drops, not enough memory cache on your PC, need to restart the game. And at first I remembered I had this problem, and I thought like okay, this is temporary, probably my computer is adjusting to things. But as minutes went on, as hours started logging into the game, I started noticing that such stuttering was not only seen throughout zones. When I leave town, I enter some outside town area when I would be fighting enemies, but those slownesses, those stuttering, those shutter moments would happen every sort of moment when the game decided to do that. And I watched a couple of videos online how to reduce it, how to make it optimal, but at the end I got to no result. Despite my FPS drops going from 14 FPS to 144 and various, I changed it even to fixed frame rate. It doesn't matter. Some zones has optimal frame rate, some zones have a terrible frame rate. And if I remember correctly, and I do remember that correctly, from Overwatch 2 launch, I remember when I tried it that first time, I thought that Jesus Christ, they're making such a cool game into a horrible performance experience, as from over 300 FPS I could get by default in the game, I was getting like 60, 50, and it was horrible. But after the game went live, all of the issues was sorted. So about the settings, I can tell you that there's a lot of questions, a lot of points about FPS drops and so on and so forth, but I believe it's gonna be sorted. I believe it's totally fine. Looking at the past experiences, it seems like Blizzard know what they're doing, and this is absolutely temporary. One of the things I did notice in the settings that not all of the functions did really work or give a clear explanation of what it actually changes within the game, as also I'm not too sure how to really understand this, but seeing the game that is full of animations, full of graphics and lightnings and such and so on and so forth, the beauty of the game, reducing any sort of animations didn't really reduce that much or change that much, besides the shadows. If you turn on or off those shadows, you can see the difference, but otherwise you don't really see the difference. So that was a little bit strange for me, that there's no visual example of what kind of things will be affected. But yeah, graphical modifications was totally fine, but options, I don't believe they totally worked, and those things needs to be addressed. So I personally think modification for the game was lacking, and even though there's a lot of customizations that could be made, none of those customizations actually worked as they should. Also, who adds chat on the right side of the screen? Everyone is adding chat on the left side of the screen. Everyone is, it's kind of a norm, but no, Diablo 2 has to add chat on the right side of the screen. I have sun coming out from that side of the monitor, and is here, yeah, has a camera. I have sun coming out from the right side of the screen, and what happens is I'm not always seeing the chat, and well, boo-hoo me. Also, I'm not sure if I can change it, but as per original design, it looks it looks actually beautiful and good. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of good things about Diablo that I really enjoy.